Hey everyone, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay. Our Tigers have swept the Indians, and every single game was good offensively, and it came down to the bottom of the ninth in yesterday's game with pinch hitter Champ Summers coming through. And so we've swept them. We have a half game lead over the Yankees and a two-game lead over the Baltimore Orioles, who is our next opponent. So in today's matchup, we have Dave Rozema at 3-4 versus Baltimore's number 5 starting pitcher, Allan Ramirez, who will be making his major league debut. So I don't really know much about Allan Ramirez, but I'm going to stack my lefties and see if we can't get to him early. Before we start the game, I just wanted to point out something that I found interesting. If you look over here, you'll see our runs scored versus runs allowed. And we've actually allowed more runs than we've scored, and yet we're 11 games above 500 and in first place. So, I don't know how to explain our success considering our starting pitching has let us down in every way, but we're hanging in there. Which in yesterday's game I mentioned that at some point here I think we need to make a trade for a starting pitcher, and there's really nothing much out there on the market. So we may just need to try to make Dan Petrie work or try to make Schatzeder work. Petrie was terrible in his return from AAA. So we're really struggling with starting pitchers. Maybe they'll come around as the year progresses, or maybe someone will get injured and will be forced to maybe make a trade. So, just playing it by ear and enjoying being in first place. So, Dave Rozema pitching today, 3-4, 5.40 ERA. Not great, clearly, but what other choice do we have? Schatzy went 3 innings yesterday, and he is not going to be available. Also, George Capuzzello, who is in this position as another lefty, he was not available today, so I sent him down, and I brought up Bob Stanley from the minors, who actually was not pitching very good down there, but we're going to bring him on up. My philosophy is, if you send someone down to the minor leagues, he must remain down there for one complete trip through the rotation. Otherwise, you're just shuffling people back and forth to fill needs, and that's really not fair. So that's my personal code for manipulating my bullpen. So anyway, Dave Rozema. And here's our lineup versus righty Allan Ramirez. Whitaker had the day off yesterday, so we put him back in the number 1 slot, and we moved Parrish back to catcher. Carlton Fisk was listed as tired, so I gave him the day off. Put Champ in there in the DH position and put him right in the number 4 spot. Also, I put Tom Brookins in at third for defensive purposes. Okay, so just a quick look at Allan Ramirez. As you can see, this is counting today's game, so he's never made a major league start until this one. So let's see if we can't put some pressure on him early. Sweet Lou batting the lead off. He grounds to short, and that's going to be the first out. Here goes Tram with 1 down, and he walks. So maybe Ramirez is a little bit wild. I guess we'll see. Steve Kemp leading the team in home runs with 7. Goes down swinging, so 2 down. I am going to try to steal with Trammell, who only had 1 real season in major leagues where he showed any speed. He did steal 30 bases 1 year, and he gets a stolen base there, so we have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Champ Summers, and he goes down swinging. So, missed opportunity here in the bottom of the first. This always cracks me up. They have their catcher batting leadoff. So Rozema's facing Glenn Borgman. And Borgman's going to pop it up into foul ground. And that's going to be 1 out. Center fielder Al Bumbry batting second. And he's going to rip it into center field gap. It's going to go to the wall. And that'll be a double. It's 376 in the gap at Memorial Stadium. Obviously, this picture is of the current stadium, and it just escaped my mind what that stadium is. I'm sure it'll come back to me, but so yeah, this is clearly not Memorial Stadium. So here's Hall of Famer Eddie Murray with 1 down and a runner in scoring position, and he's going to wear one right in the hip. So Rozema is finding himself in trouble. His control is 95. I mean, he doesn't walk a lot, but he did let that one get away from him. And that's going to bring up Jeff Burrows, who was traded to Baltimore earlier this season. He's going to pop it up to Whitaker, and that's 2 down. Runners at first and second. And here is Kenny Singleton. He walked right after I commend Rozema's control. He walks Singleton. And that's going to bring up Doug DeCinces. With 2 down, and the base is loaded. Oh man, DeCinces rips it down the left side, goes to the wall. He clears the bases with a double. So we are off to a bad start. And, we're never out of it. I mean, we've proven that. As Phil Gardner hits it lightly into the left, and he's the third out. So we're not out of it, even though we're down 3 runs, and we do have the rookie Allan Ramirez pitching, so we have a chance. Lance Parrish, base hit up the middle. He is batting .289 now. That's really impressive. So he's got slow speed. I'm going to risk a hit and run with Gary Hancock. And maybe a base hit will... Yeah, there we go. Base hit to right. Parrish will go to third, right? Yeah, there we go. So that was a good call on my part. And now we're going to give Jason Thompson a chance to swing away. He had his consecutive streak of 3 home runs in consecutive games broke yesterday, and Thompson grounds it back to the pitcher, and the pitcher makes an error. So Parrish scores from third, and we're on the board, down by 2, still nobody out. And here's Dave Stegman. Wow, wild pitch. Ramirez is all over the place. So runners advance, second and third, still nobody out. We're going to hit to the right side with Stegman. Base hit will tie the game. Stegman's going to ground it to first. Oh, come on, no one advanced. So that was really disappointing. And now we have Tommy Brookins, who is just completely inept at the plate. And he grounds it to first. Is that enough to get Hancock home? No, come on. Oh, man, that's crap. Okay, so Sweet Lou, top of the lineup. And Lou goes down swinging. So we had runners at second and third with nobody out, and we could not score. So here's Johnny Lowenstein with Dave Rozema pitching here in the bottom of the second. He goes down swinging. And that brings up the number 9 hitter, Dave Concepcion, who was traded in the preseason to Baltimore. He's going to rip it to left. It's going to fall short of the warning track, and that'll be 2 down. And we're back to Glenn Borgman at the top of the lineup. Oh my gosh, he rips it way deep into left center field. It's the 4th home run of the year for Borgman. And the Orioles get that run back, so they're up 4-1 with 2 down. And here's Al Bumbry. Bumbry's going to ground it to Trammell, and that's the 3rd out. So we're down 4-1 here in the top of the 3rd. Trammell takes the 3rd strike looking. That's 4 strikeouts for Allan Ramirez in just a little over 2 innings. Brings up Kemp. Kemp's going to blast at the left for a base hit. So runner at first. Here's Champ in the DH slot today. Well-earned start after winning yesterday's game. He lines up to third, and that's going to be 2 down for Big Will, Lance Parrish. He had a hit in his first at-bat. And here he grounds to second, and that will be the end of that. Bottom of the third, Eddie Murray to the plate. And he's going to ground it to second. That's going to be 1 out. Bringing up Jeff Burrows. Strikes out looking. Second K for Rozema. And here's Singleton with 2 down. He's going to rip it to left. And that'll be a base hit for Singleton. 2 down for DeCinces. Oh, maybe he rips it down the right field line. Singleton advances to third. First and third. 2 down. Lots of 2-run rallies so far for Baltimore. Garner's going to ground it to Brookins, and that'll end that. So top of the fourth. We need to start making something happen here against Ramirez. But Hancock will not be the one to get it started as he grounds out to second. There's JT, weakly grounding to short. It's 2 down. And Stegman. He's going to rip it deep to right. Is that out of here? Oh, another home run for Stegman. Nice. I did not see that coming. That's his 4th home run. Stegman was a career minor leaguer and just basically only got a few at-bats. And I've put him in the starting role, and he had a terrible start to the season, but he's coming around. Brookins walks in the number 9 position, so back to the top of the lineup for Sweet Lou. Lou has been struggling. He strikes out from the 3rd out. For most of the first 2 months, Whitaker was batting around 330. He's still over 300, but he's definitely slumping. Hence yesterday's game off. Oh no, John Lowenstein. Home run to left. It's the 5th run for Baltimore. The wind must be blowing out. That's the 4th home run this game. So, 0. Still no outs for Dave Concepcion. And he lines out to left field. Bringing up Borgman, who had a home run. A deep home run. And did he get number 2? No. Caught the warning track for the 2nd out. And Bumbry is up. He's going to walk. So 2 walks for Rozema, a pitcher who never really walks many people. And that brings up Eddie Murray with 2 down. He's going to ground to first, and that's the end of the inning. So Baltimore is up by 3 here in the beginning of the 5th. Ramirez not pitching too bad for his first career start. Trammell's going to hit it deep to the wall in left center field, and that'll be the 1st out. Here's Steve Kemp, who grounds it to short. It's 2 down. Champ Summers, 2 down, and he goes down swinging. So not great. We are not getting anything going, and we didn't take advantage of that first opportunity in the 2nd inning. So bottom of the 5th, Rozema induces a ground ball to short, and that'll be the 1st out. It's Kenny Singleton. He's going to get a base hit to center. He's 2 for 2 with a walk so far today. And speaking of 2 for 2, is Doug DeCinces, who's also 2 for 2. Wow, he rips it to the left, and it does fall in. It's a double. 2nd and 3rd. We're going to have to pull the infield in to try to prevent any more runs from being scored. It's going to be a grounder to Whitaker. Will he go home? He does, yes, okay. Lead runner was tagged out at home. So 2 down. And back to John Lowenstein. I'm just considering taking out Rozema, but I guess we've come this far. He's going to ground it to first. And that'll be the 3rd out. So that most likely will be the last batter for Rozema, who's given up 3 home runs today. Parrish goes down swinging. It's 7 Ks for Ramirez in his debut. He's looking like a keeper. I wish I had a starting pitcher that could do that. Gary Hancock's going to pop it out to first. That's 2 down. And we're back to JT. He's going to hit the opposite field for a base hit. And that's 2 down for Stegman, who hit a bomb in his last at-bat. And he's going to ground it sharply to second. And that'll be the 3rd out. So, yeah, I think, what am I going to do here? We've got 2 righties and a lefty. So, yeah, we're going to take Rozema out. We're going to bring in Bob Stanley, who I think this is his first relief role since he was traded over here. Oops, I didn't even put him in. There he is. So let's give Stanley a chance to lower his ERA. Number 9 hitter Dave Concepcion leading off. Grounds it back to Stanley. And that's 1 out. So far, so good. Oh, yep, I should have said that as he walks Barton in. So runner at first, and now we have the lefty, Al Bumbry. So we'll have 2 lefties here back to back. Bumbry's going to get a base hit to left. So runners advance just a base. So first and second for Eddie Murray. And Murray gets a base hit into center field, and that's another run for Baltimore, now ahead 6-2. And we're going to guard the lines against Burrows and maybe try to get a double play. Oh, nope, line drive to Brookins, he catches it, and he doubles off Al Bumbry at second base. So double play the unconventional way. Well, we'll take it. Tommy B leading off the 7th inning, and he's going to ground out. His batting average is down to 174. Sweet Lou. He's going to get a base hit in the center field. Do we want to go for 2? Nope. We're down 4 runs. We got some work to do. It's hit and run with Tram. It's worked earlier, and it works again as he gets a base hit to right. Whitaker advances. And one big blast from Kemp. It'll put us just a run down. Oh, it's even better. He's going to get a base hit to the wall. It's going to be a double. Only 1 run scores. I would have thought Tremble would score from first. But we'll take the run. And so now we're within 3. Here's our cleanup hitter, Champ Summers. He's going to hit a lazy fly ball into left center. That should get Trammell in. Yeah, we're going to send him. Trammell is safe at home. Will Kemp advance? No, he doesn't. So 6-4. We're finally getting to Allan Ramirez. And now the tying runs at the plate with Lance Parrish. And he's going to ground out the first to end the inning. So down by 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Not a good pitching performance for Stanley. So we're going to take him out. And we're going to bring in Roger Weaver. And he's going to face Ken Singleton. He strikes out. So it's 1 down. Here's Doug DeCinces. He strikes out swinging. So 2 Ks, Roger Weaver looking like the man. Let's see if we can get Phil Gardner out. Gardner pops it up to second base, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. That's exactly what we needed, a shutdown inning. So let's see if we can get these 2 runs. Gary Hancock leading off. Oh, there's one of them. He blasts at the left center field. That's his 7th home run. He's now tied for the team lead. This is a guy that I got for defensive purposes. So, yeah, he's definitely more than filled his role. JT comes up. He's going to ground it to second. Allan Ramirez is now tired at 116 pitches. They are really pushing him in his very first career start. That would probably never happen now. Not probably. It would just never happen. He'd go 75 pitches max, probably. Maybe 80 if he was pitching well. Stegman walks, and he's up to 120 pitches. There's nobody in the bullpen for Baltimore. So Brookins, who's terrible, I'm going to have him sacrifice Stegman over. Get into scoring position for Whitaker. And that does work, so Stegman advances, and gives her a chance to tie the game. Back to the top of the lineup with Whitaker, who blasts it to center. And it's going to be a 3rd out. Caught by Bunbury. So, no luck there. And so we're going to take out Weaver. And we're going to have Pat Underwood. What am I going to do here? 2 righties. Okay, so we're going to bring in Tobic. We're going to have him pitch to the lefty Lowenstein, who's batting .325 versus righties. He has hit a home run off Tobic earlier this year. In his this at-bat, he's going to ground it to 3rd, and that'll be the 1st out. Here's Dave Concepcion. He strikes out swinging. 2 down, back to the top of the lineup with Glenn Morgan. 2 N's in his first name, 2 N's in his last name. And he gets a single. And now Al Bunbury is up. And we're going to take Tobic out and bring in Underwood to face Bunbury. 2 down for Bunbury. He's going to hit a blooper to right center, and it is caught by the right fielder, Gary Hancock. So the Orioles are going to the bullpen. They're bringing in Tippy Martinez, even though this is a photograph of Tino Martinez. I'm not sure how the game made that error, but Tippy, who I believe is their closer, yeah, he's got 12 saves, which is exactly how many Senior Smoke has. So here's Trammell. He's going to pop it up to second here at the top of the 9th. Got 2 outs to go. Let's see if Kemp can get on base. Grounds it to 1st. 2 down. Here's yesterday's hero, Champ Summers, batting .389 versus lefties. And that's not a small sample size. Oh, but he goes down swinging, and we lose the first game in Baltimore. So 6-5 we go down. Let's take a look at transactions real quick. Nothing new here. So we'll go ahead and pull up the box score. We still have a half-game lead on the Yankees. And as always, I appreciate everyone following along. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. And please don't forget about our Brainiac Baseball card breaks. We had a Time Travel Tuesday yesterday where we opened up some 1990 Flair. And we have many other videos with more modern day cards, so check those out as well. And that's it from Baltimore. Everyone, have a great night.